All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again. I'm back. All right, let me clear the applause. People, I'm a come right out the gate and go left and talk about something. Because I'm tired. What's going on, Rock Fresh? Uh, March the 4th, 2026. So I'm gonna break something down to y'all. My ex-wife sent me a message, sent me a commented on one of my videos. Before I tell y'all what she said, I'm gonna say this. People, I have wanted to end my life twice. When you have a child and your child is living, there's a syndrome. It's called, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try to make this quick. But I remember when Atia didn't let me see my daughter for about 3 months, I had the syndrome. Every time I went into to Walmart, every kid sounded like my kid. I remember running from aisle to aisle looking at kids like, you sound just like my daughter. All right? It's a syndrome. And I had it. Atia LaShawn Bradley destroyed the relationship between my daughter and me. Again, so much to the point where I want to end my life. John Walsh, child was decapitated. He started the America's Most Wanted, The Hunt, and host of other shows. Candy Lightner, child was killed by a drunk driver. She started the organization MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driver. Chris Smith goes to this, starts the League of Dads. Black women hate him. So I'm gonna just say this. And I'm gonna name this the caption of this video, not the caption, but my little quirks. I thought I hated Atia LaShawn Bradley so much, but you never heard me call Atia LaShawn Bradley a bitch. Atia LaShawn Bradley hurt me bad. Atia LaShawn Bradley destroyed me. You still don't hear me calling her a bitch. You still don't hear me saying I want the worst for her. You still don't hear me saying that. I just don't respect her. The two women that I don't respect is Atia LaShawn Bradley and Crystal L. Holman. I don't respect those women, all right? All the other women that I've been involved with, I respect, so I don't say their name. What I've become to realize is that every woman that I've ever tried to date in my life watches my videos, all of them. And they hold it against me, to include my mother. The amazing thing about this perspective is you never heard me call Atia LaShawn Bradley out of her name. I speak about what she did. And you hate me. This is why I at 57 years old, I just don't understand black women. I will never understand a black woman. I have been on the phone talking to a black woman and we talk about Donald Trump and they literally get mad. You can hear my phone start heating up. They so mad. But yet they hear what Atia LaShawn Bradley did to me. They don't get mad. It's So I'm gonna just say, so I'm gonna say this. One day when my wife and I was together, I picked up the phone. We was living at, cell phones wasn't big then. They wasn't out at the time. Oh yeah, they were out, but they weren't big. They was only in cars more so than portable. I picked up the phone and I heard my then sister-in-law say, girl, there aren't any good men around. She was married, by the way, with 3 kids. And this is what she said. My wife, being married to me, responded, girl, I miss me some Henry. I hung up the phone. I never told her about it. Never talked about it or anything. I went to Desert Storm. When I went to Desert Storm, my wife didn't see me care packages to 3 months in. Everybody else that was married was getting them the second week we were in Garrison. I went 2.5 months and didn't get anything. So much to the point I was going to divorce my wife, but we made up. Got back together after Desert Storm. One day I asked my stepson, Mommy, have any friends? What do you know? Henry. No, she was cheating on me, etc., etc. We got past that. Then this ex-wife, now ex-wife, because I never mentioned this, yes, I've made over 300,000 videos, been on social media 14 years, never said anything about this woman that I respected. But women, they are the most educated, but they don't see this part. This is why I would literally tell you, I feel sorry for you if you're dealing with a black woman. They have shown me that they are not strong like they say they are. They cannot decipher somebody hurt to the core till they want to kill himself. You do not get sympathy and empathy from a black woman. You're not going to get it. All right. So then we got past that fact. Then one day I went to take my stepson. I went to pick him up from daycare. I goes to pick him up from daycare, and the lady says, "Chris, don't forget to tell your wife she needs to re-up for the daycare program." I'm like, "Let me put him in the car. I'll be right back." I put him in the car, go back. Yes, okay. What I need to tell her? Because don't forget to tell your wife she needs to re-up for the daycare program. The daycare that I was paying. The daycare that I was paying that she didn't tell me. You see, she was getting food stamps and all this program, but she was giving them to her sister. This is why I tell y'all, they cannot, not one black woman could rebuttal what I say, but not one black woman would say, "I'd be good to you." If you don't have, I'd have made tons of videos about Sharon Burrell. If your woman don't love you like Sharon Burrell, I feel sorry for you. I have never had a woman love me like Sharon Burrell. I had women that just, it is just amazing. It really is. I don't want to get off topic. So I went and I confronted my then wife about this. I found out. We broke up. There was no coming back from that. I did a video about the evolution of women in the last 30 years. My ex-wife comes on there and says something like, "I got 4 kids, this and that, this and that. Yep, you had one when you were 16 because you had your hot ass out in the street. You didn't give me a baby." Of course, nobody wants to give Order a baby. Didn't want to give me one. I'm an independent woman. I basically told this individual, well, independent is one. A marriage is a union. Union means to unite, unite. So there's no way independence and marriage goes together. But I assure you, if I was an independent man, you would have divorced me instead of me divorcing you. Tell me where I'm wrong at. But again, I did nothing but respect this woman. I said things like, I talked about probably the way we got a divorce. That's it. But the intricacies of the details, even tonight, I'm not going to say her name because I still respect her. My thing is, just stay in your fucking place. Whatever you are and whatever you evolve to, I didn't get that version of you. And I want to be clear. You are absolutely right. She said to me, when you get old, you're going to have a lot of money. Touche. Touche. Now stay in your fucking place. Watch my videos and continue to be a good little bitch and don't say nothing. Be like all the rest of the individuals that claim they love me. All right. Now that I got that off my chest, because what you're not going to do is say shit to me because again, whatever she evolved to, good for the new guys that's going to have you. Quite frankly, I think she's just mad at the fact that she wants something because she keeps telling me how good she is, this and all that, and expecting us to get back together. I'm not getting back together with you because I know now that in order to get back with somebody, what it takes is, you to shut your life down and go merge with them. You're not going to get that with no black woman. All right. All right. So, people, I want to talk about something today. And I want to talk about, I watched the video earlier. And they were talking about liberals and leftists. Then I did a study. I looked up a survey. What's going on, Rockfresh? I looked up a survey and I said, wow, there's a substantial amount of black women that are Democrats over men. It was like 78% of black women are Democrats, 54% of black men are Democrats. And if you don't understand what liberal and conservatives are, liberals, if you think of it this way, liberals, literally, conservative, conserve. To conserve your energy means save it. So conservatives are based on old traditional ways. They want to save it. Liberals literally want to change with the wind blow. 10 individuals say, I want to be a girl, even though they are men. Liberals will change and say, yup, you should be. This is why a lot of Democrats cheered on President Obama when he deported, when he had ICE agents deporting people. And then when Donald Trump do it, they literally changed their mind. Does that not sound like black women? Do they not change their mind based on the wind blow? You hear it all the time. They say, I'm not happy. So, people, I had some Reese's Pieces cups today. That made me happy. I hadn't had Reese's Pieces cups right here. These here. I hadn't had Reese's Pieces cups in about 3 years. But when I was eating them, I was happy. Thrill is over. The destruction and from that is probably going to be my digesting it is about it. Sugar rush. But women say they're not happy and their husband come home of 30 years and they divorce them. They file for the divorce, go through the process, go through the litigation, all that. You mean you still was unhappy doing that whole process? And then if you go turn on social media, you'll see tons of them crying that they got a divorce because they are liberals, just like Democrats. Just like Democrats. Just like Democrats. Just like Democrats. Tell me when I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm wrong. This is why it is so easy. It was so easy to tell them to knock on the door. We can offer you welfare. Then the husband come home. He met somebody different. He's dealing with a different person. This is why. This is why you never hear men say they told us to just go out. You never hear. There's not one video that exists where they are saying they told us. There are hundreds of they told us videos. It's easy to get a liberal to change their mind. So when you are dealing with a black woman, you need to understand you are dealing with a liberal, aka a Democrat. You're dealing with a Democrat. Tell me when I'm wrong. That's all. That's all I ask. Tell me when I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm wrong. Tell me when I'm wrong. Why do you think, listen to this. Why do you think Kamala Harris had all the women out there rapping, shaking their ass? Because they know they appeal to women. Why do you think the former president came out and said, the man came out and talked about how we ain't men or whatever if we don't We got to vote for women. We're scared of whatever former President Barack Obama said. Why? You got to do what the women do. We got to appeal. We got to get on the same sheet of music as women. This is why we have such an imbalance. This is also why, at the end of this year, I'll have my ass over in Colombia. I'm not interested in dealing with a black woman. I'm not. I'm 57. I done gave them 57 of my years. I'm not wasting no more of my life. Ain't nothing new a black woman could show me. Nothing. There's nothing new a black woman could show. There's nothing new a black woman could say to me, well, they didn't love you right, but I will. No. I had an individual ask me, a couple of women asked me, hadn't asked me in years. Last time a woman asked me probably 4 or 5 years ago, more like 5 or 6 years ago. And they would ask me in an enticing perspective. Well, if your daughter come back around, you are going to say something. You are going to welcome her back with open arms, aren't you? No. No. Well, what would you say to your daughter if your daughter says she wants to start a relationship with you? I said I would ask her for how long. What? I would ask her how long. How long do you want to have a relationship with me? Until you allow your mom to ambush it. So for how long? That's all I know for my former daughter to be. A liberal for her mother. Liberal for her mother. She will do as her mother wants her to do. She will do as a Tia LaShawn Bradley commands. I'm glad I'm the way I am. I am. I'm glad I'm the way I am. I'm glad I'm thorough. I'm glad, I'm glad I'm the way I am. I'm not switching and changing up for nobody. I'm not changing up for nobody. Nah. What we're doing over here works. Proven method works. Why would I want to invite somebody in this team, on my team, where now as though we got to change the curriculum? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? We good over here. We good. I don't need to change up for nobody. Hell no. We don't need to do that. Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett lost the elections last night. Now, I did say black women are Democrats because liberals, and the terminology for liberals means to literally. Every day you see them, they literally change. Jasmine Crockett, you hear about the school she went to. Then she adopted this accent. Why is it that Jasmine Crockett feel as though she got to be a nigger bitch to appeal in such high position? Because it don't matter. Black women are erratic. Black women are just dumb. And as long as you act this way, that's an exact representation of what she switched to be. What's that other girl, Lizzo? I was shocked when I seen her playing an instrument. I said, "Well, wait a minute. I'm jealous of anybody that know how to play an instrument. Wow." To me, that's why I love Prince. That's why I love Prince. You see when Howard Stern, back in the 80s, Howard Stern challenged Prince. He was like, Robin, there's no way, nobody plays 20-something instruments. Nobody plays this. Prince, the late Prince, what happened? Prince called him when he was on radio, when he was on WNBC radio, called him up. Hey, Howard. Hey, I hear you're Prince. I am Prince. Oh, everybody in the studio was like, wow. He said, I'll be in I'll be at the Garden, blah, 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 whatever that thing is. He said, yeah. So you said that if I can play 24 instruments, you'll give $500,000 to the charity of my choice? Howard Stern said, yeah. Prince said, make it 30. I'll see you that night. Bring the check. And Prince played 30 instruments. So when I seen Lizzo play the instrument, I'm like, wow. But look what she decided to be. A nigga bitch. A straight nigga bitch. Twerking. The first time I ever seen Lizzo, she was twerking at the United Center where the Lakers play. I was like, wow, what was that all about? A nigga bitch. Got talent somewhere else, but choose to be a nigga. That's black women for you. People, I'm gonna break something down to y'all. Starting on the 15th. Individuals that have us on a retainer. Starting on the 15th of this month, individuals that have us on a retainer will be able to keep us on retainer. But after that, after the 15th, we're suspending our retainer services. We're suspending it until further notice. We're going to come up with a different tier package program. But we got to change it. I'm gonna let y'all in on a meeting. I'm gonna just tell you why. Individuals is just not respectful. Individuals is just not respectful. It's just amazing how disrespectful individual could be. It's almost borderline under not even appreciating the fact that you are getting, again, 25 plus years experience helping you. And we just don't want to hear the stories about how, what the deal is with your situation, finance situation. We don't care. We're not salesmen over here. You honestly, you insult me talking to me about your financial situation. I don't want to hear it. Lydia handles all that anyway. Lydia tells me who paid and who didn't pay. I don't know. But again, individuals that got us on the retainer, come the 15th, don't send your retainer after the 15th. Send $50 consultation on ready. So every time you talk, it's $50. We're not doing it no more. We're not doing the 50. Like I said, individuals that are on a retainer, you can roll it over, keep it going. But second you stop, to further notice, we're coming up with a different tier system. Okay, please make a note of that. And I'm going to send this video out to everybody. I'm actually doing a small video about this. I'm going to have Lydia send it in to everybody so they'll have it. All right. So again, let me end this by saying this. When you look at Democrats, and what you'll notice when you watch Democrats, when you see Democrats, they act like niggas. Do they not? Do they not act like niggas? You know why they act like niggas? Because black people are niggas. That's why. They are the epitome of keeping it real, acting like niggas. How in the hell do Kamala Harris get one vote after she done brought somebody in there to twerk at the Democratic National Convention? How is that even possible? How? Honestly, that's the second biggest reason why I want to move out of this country. We have gotten niggatized. We have gotten to the point where everything our president is doing, you look at it as wrong now. We have engaged in wrong for so long. When I hear somebody say they don't like President Trump, I just want to just get as far away from him as I can. You have been fucked. You have been nigger fucked for so long. You look at what Donald Trump is doing and say, I would never vote for him. He's racist. And look at what. Think about this. You got a child. You got a child. Your child is McDonald's All-American, track, basketball, whatever. And then all of a sudden, some guy that never made the team decide, you know what? I'm gonna pull a Democrat. All I'm gonna do is get a wig, say my name is, I'm gonna change my name from Jeremy to Joanne, or Joseph to Joanne, and now I'm gonna go compete, and I'm gonna beat the top All-American. And Democrats was actually letting this stand. How do you vote for somebody that's gonna say that's cool? How? How do you vote for that? How does somebody sit down and say, look, I really don't care. Donald Trump is racist. How? How? How do you sit there and say, how do you sit there and say, how do you watch them ask a Democrat, can men have babies? It's not as simple as yes or no. Can men have babies? I'm thinking that you want to ask me this because of the fiberglass. I don't know what the fiberglass is. Can men have babies? How do you sit there and watch that and say, yeah, I'm voting for that? How do you sit there and say, Donald Trump got rid of 3,700 transgender out of the whatchamacallit, and then say he kicked individuals out the military? I agree with him. Military is fast thinking. If you wake up today and got to take a pill if you got to wake up and take a pill to remind your fucking hormones to crump your fucking vocal cords and suppress your fucking balls, so because you want to be a woman, you don't need to be in the military. You out of your damn mind. But if you're a Democrat, you don't see nothing wrong with that because Donald Trump is racist. How in the super fuck do you vote for that? If you take that out of politics and put it anywhere else, you guys would say nope. But once you put it in politics, the only lane for that bullshit is Democratic Party, and you vote for it. You don't understand. They get paid off of crime. That's why they want illegals in here, the worst ones, to turn this country into anarchy. And you vote for that. All because Donald Trump is racist. So you rather have somebody knock you upside the fucking head. They done defunded the police, knock you upside the head. You call the cops, they don't come. So you don't call them racist. But the man that said, no, get them out of here. Give the police a bigger budget. Are you serious? Yeah. I always said black women are the dumbest things on this planet, didn't I? I said that. I've been saying that for years. And now I see here tonight, what I realize is that the Democratic Party are the party that black women love so much.